No one self-sabotages quite like a man.
Basically, when you're doing the work as a man, what you notice is men be saying the same that they've been saying since they were teenagers.
And I think a lot of us women do that, right? We cling to that potential.
Not logical right now, unless you get swept off your feet. And I know that sounds crazy as a man, but it's just like a woman would literally have to come in my life and be so valuable.
You see what I'm saying? Like, he's talking about the problems in dating. The problems in dating are men like you. You're the problem in dating.
I lost the guy that I loved and cared about to red pill content.
Men have a problem. Men have a problem, and the problem is men. Men have a problem, and the problem is other men telling men terrible things about women and about themselves. And it is creating a situation where men can't get out of their own way. They cannot figure out what the problem is because other men are telling them the problem is this or that or whatever. And they are creating an environment where men don't have to take any accountability. And what ends up happening is that the man ends up like stepping in his own shit, essentially, and then repeating, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. It's a cycle. If men could figure out a way to not listen to other men in general and stop, and stop buying into these toxic ideologies that keep them stuck and stifled, then they could grow. They could have the lives that they want to have. They could have the fulfillment. I don't know about the way, because I think that I'm not talking about the way the life looks to them. They can't have that life. But what you could have is what you think that life will bring you. The happiness, the joy, right? The content, the feeling of content that you think that lifestyle will bring you. You can have that. You can have that. And it'll look different, but it'll give you the same feeling. But you have to be able to get out of your own way.
No one self-sabotages quite like a man. No one. I've never seen anything like it. And yes, I'm sweating my makeup off, but bear with me. No one self-sabotages quite like a man. I can't tell you how many times I've met men who have told me that who have basically told me that I was their dream girl, right? Men who have told me that they finally found what they were looking for, right, in a woman, and then proceeded to do everything in their power to fuck it all up. It's insane, and it's scary and really like surreal to watch in real time. And when you clock it, it's like, oh, you're self-sabotaging right now. And I have a few theories as to why they do this, right? One, I think it's an outward manifestation of how they feel about themselves. They don't believe that they're deserving of good things. And so when they're presented with a good thing, their knee-jerk reaction is to push it away or to do everything in their power to mess that good thing up, right? Two,
also think that men don't know what good things are. Like they don't know because they let outside influences, i.e., men, tell them that that's not a good thing. That's where it's coming from. It's coming from other men. It's coming from men telling, like, oh, like, again, we've seen this example time and time again, but like a man being like in a relationship with a woman, and the woman, he'll be like, yeah, man, let me, they'll be hanging out with his boys, and then his boys will be like, hey, man, let's go grab a beer at the club, at the bar after work or whatever, whatever, or let's go get a beer or whatever. And then he's like, all right, cool, let me check in with my wife real quick. And the men are like, you got to check in with your wife. Like, that type of shit is what sabotages relationships. That type of rhetoric, like men allowing other men to influence them and to make the man think that what he has isn't fulfilling. He's totally content prior to having this conversation. He knows that this is very normal. This is a very normal action. to check in with, with your significant other who is at home, maybe waiting on you, like who knows what. Perfectly understandable. Then here comes some dumbass men to be like, oh man, you whipped, you did what? Now he gotta, nah, man. You know what, man? Let's just go. That's where it comes from. That's where it comes from.
Quite frankly, a lot of men are not used to people being nice to them, specifically women. I'm learning that more and more every day.
Also, I disagree with that. Men are not used to men being nice to them. Men are exceeding it. It's not that men aren't used to women being nice to them, is that men feel entitled to a woman's niceness. It's different. It's different.
They don't know what to do with a woman being nice to them. It's so strange. So strange. They don't know what to do with niceness. And so when they, again, are presented with a woman that is being nice to them, it's like, whoa, back the fuck up.
It's because the men view niceness as a weakness because we view it like that in ourselves. So when a woman is nice, we instantly start plotting on how we can take advantage of that. Instead of going, oh my God, I appreciate that she's being so nice to me and let me reciprocate that niceness. We go, yes. We start doing the diabolical fucking Mr. Smithers fucking laugh and shit. That's what's going on.
Let me ruin this so she can go away. 3, most men are unhealed. And yes, you can argue that all of us, no one is fully healed, right? But most of these men are walking around with unhealed trauma, right? Trauma that they haven't even begun to address, right? They're walking around with baggage and they're ruining their relationships as a result. They're literally ruining they're literally not even relationships because they don't even get there, right? It's really scary stuff. Most of these men are not doing the work. Let me tell you something. As someone who has committed herself to doing the work and is actively committing myself, like daily committing myself to doing the work, you quickly realize that most of these people are not doing the work. It is mind-boggling. Most people are not doing the work, and it makes relationship building so difficult because they're not doing the work. They're not emotionally intelligent. They're not emotionally sound. You know what I mean? They're not relationally sound. They don't know how to navigate conflict. They don't know how to do relationships. And that's, bro, that's one, like, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. That's one of the reasons why dating is so fucking hard. These people are not doing the work, bro. The more and more work you do, the smaller and smaller your pool gets. The smaller and smaller your pool gets. And that is the sad.
That goes for men too, by the way. Like I'm saying like not in romantic relationships, like just in general. With me personally, and I've been saying this for a while now, like how I like find myself genuinely not liking men because when you're doing the work, you see how few men do the work, and you find it really hard to be, you know what I mean, like to be cool with men when they're not doing the work. When they're, you know what I mean, like when you, it's hard to talk to men when they're still complaining about shit that they basically as a when you're doing the work as a man, what you notice is men be saying the same shit that they've been saying since they were teenagers about women, about their lives, about you know what I mean. Like they sound very like young. They sound very like they're in arrested development, a state of arrested development. And if you're not, or if you're trying to break free of that, and you can see that it's problematic, you don't really vibe with those people. You don't. You see them to be shallow. You see them not, they're not really human. And you know what I mean? Like to you, they don't really act like a human being. And so you just don't, you're just like, I'm good. Like, I don't want to be with this person. I don't want to be around this person.
That truth. I recently ended things with someone who could have been great. You know what I mean? He and I could have been great together. Things could have been great. There was that potential. And it was so tempting to cling to that potential. And I think a lot of us women do that, right? We cling to that potential. We see a sliver of what they could be, and we're like, oh, if only you would just commit to doing the work, we could have been great. You know what I mean? And it just hurts to see how he just fucking self-sabotaged the whole thing. Just ruined the whole thing before it even started. It's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. It is quite ridiculous. And the thing is, these men don't have the self-awareness. They don't even realize what they're doing. On the outside looking, like, as a person that is on the outside looking in, they look crazy. Word to Rihanna, you look so dumb right now. And they don't even realize it. They don't have the self-awareness to really like deep how crazy they look self-sabotage.
When you, as a man, when you talk to men about the shit that they be doing, I be the first man. I know it. I know for a fact, and this has historically been my thing, but like I know for a fact I'm the first man that they've ran into that will challenge their thoughts, challenge their behaviors. Like that, like I know people that like I know men that when they got a question about something, they'll call 5 men before they call me. They'll call 7 people before they call me. Then when they call me, I know for a fact I'm the first person that's like, oh, you're wrong. And this is why. I know it for a fact. The reason why men don't know that what they're saying is crazy is because they don't listen to the women, right? They don't listen to the women that they're actually doing the crazy thing to, first and foremost. They look for validation from other men, and that kind of quells that whole like self-awareness thing, right? Because at that point, you're listening to a group of people just validate what you're saying. Am I tripping, dog? And then you listen to the story, and there's a bunch of men going, no, you ain't tripping, man. Women be crazy, hoes be crazy, B words is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that they say. And they start trading war stories about how crazy their wife is and da 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 da. And now you got this man like, yeah, man, I know I wasn't tripping, man. I know. Until you run into me. And then I'll listen to that shit and be like, nah, you are nuts. And that's why they don't call me that often.
Sabotaging a good thing, right? And like all I can think is, damn, I would have been so great to you. I would have committed myself to doing right by you. And we honestly could have been great. But no, you're unhealed and you don't even know it. And it is not my job, as tempting as it is, right, to want to like convince him that we could be great, you know what I mean? And that you deserve this good thing, even though you don't think you do, you know what I mean? It's clear in your actions that you don't think you do. You deserve this great thing. You deserve to be loved. It's not my job, right? It's not my job to do the convincing. It's not my job to do that. You know? A lot of these men are on dating apps claiming, right? They say that they want long-term relationships. They say that they're looking to settle down. They say that they're looking to get off of these dating apps, but they're nowhere near ready. You meet them and they're nowhere near ready. Nowhere near ready. You meet them and you get to know them a little bit and you're like, oh, you got work to do. You ain't ready. Go on somewhere and go see that lady, okay? Because you ain't ready. You're not ready. So I'm going to end this video by saying that I guess what I've learned from watching men do this, and what I hope for myself and for anybody that is watching this, is that when I finally get what I've been hoping for and praying for and dreaming of, right? When I finally get that love that I have, that I've been waiting for my entire life, I can only hope and pray that I am ready for it. That when it finally comes, that I am healed enough to receive it, that I am healed enough to welcome it, that I am healed enough to make space for it, that I am healed enough, right, to not fuck it up and to not self-sabotage, that I'm healed enough to believe that I am deserving of it.
I think that any man that is going to be in a relationship with a woman, any healed man, any man that is doing the work and has done the work, I think that they should recognize that most of the women have been harmed by men, and they're going to have what people like to refer to as baggage. And you need to be able to determine if it's just like I did a video the other day on this guy who was talking about how he like how low the bar is for women or for men when it comes to dating. And he was saying because like when he first met his wife, he like planned this trip, and she was like the whole way there she was like, do you have enough gas, did you make the reservation? And he's like, yeah, I planned the trip, like of course. And and basically it's because, and she said it was because she was in a relationship she was in a long-term relationship with a man, or pretty much every relationship she had with a man. She had to constantly be like making sure that he did, the things that he said he was going to do, or the things that he needed to do. And when she met a man that didn't require her to do that, she was in, she still had the habits of just being like, did you do da da da? Did you do da da da? You know what I'm saying? And to me, I feel like that is a little thing that a man might have to get used to, because that doesn't make that woman bad. That doesn't make that woman dangerous. That doesn't mean that that woman is gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just at best or worse or whatever you want to say, depending on who's talking about it. It's annoying for you as the man. It's a slight annoyance to have somebody like, did you plan? Da, 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 did you? You know what I mean? Like, right? Like, let's say she never learns. Let's say you never make her feel comfortable. Oh, you know, ain't nobody perfect. That's one of those things where it's like nobody's perfect type stuff. But um, you got to be able to determine if it's that or if it's something more as a man. But I just think that a healed man, he would understand that. I ain't gonna even hold you. Now, when she talked about how the men aren't ready for a relationship, this is what she's talking about. The men literally tell on themselves all the time. Like women say something about men, and then men prove exactly what women are saying about men. And then men get mad when a man or a person like me goes, "Yeah, it's most men, y'all, not all men," and it be this man talking about not all men. I'm like, two things: A, I didn't say it was all men, and B, it's you. You're the man I'm talking about. Shit is crazy. Remember, she said, like, yeah, the men ain't ready. They say they want a long-term relationship, and then they're not ready at all. Listen to this man.
So last night was the Prairie View Classic in Dallas, and everybody knows that that is the blackest day in the state fair because it's just the biggest game. You got Prairie View, you got Grambling, boom, whatever. So obviously the club's gonna be cracking, right? So my boys worked the door at the Cash Cow. I went to Cash Cow, and it was lit as fuck. It was super lit, but it was 70% men in there. That's not even what I'm talking about, but it was just this generation of clubbing is lame. It's just all tables, people standing around, nobody's dancing, nobody's talking to each other. Men and women have completely different priorities when it's coming to the club. Women looking for the ballers, men looking for women who don't want them. whatever. I still did my thing. I'm always gonna do my thing. You know what I'm saying? I know how to, you know. The good thing about being in your 30s
Damn. 30s. You in your 30s still clubbing? Single? Wicked work.
and being around these young niggas who don't know how to talk to women is they don't know how to talk to women. But that's neither here nor there. What I'm trying to say is the whole
Mind you, he just said he wants a family, did he not? Yeah, I want a family. 30s in the club. You want a family? Okay.
whole time I was there, all I could think about was how much I have no absolutely no interest in raising a family right now. Like, I don't know if it's just my post breakup era. I don't know if it's just because I'm you know, you go through a breakup, like you start, you know, money's good, you're single, you can do whatever.
Wait, am I tripping? Didn't he say he wanted a family? Didn't he just say he wants a family? I'm confused. I could be wrong. I might have missed it. I might be confusing him with another guy, but I could have swore he said he wanted a family. But anyways, though, nonetheless, you got a middle-aged man partying with college-age women and men, right? Because he's talking about a college football game. Why are you 30 plus years old in a college party? And then sounded like a 20-year-old talking about they want the ballers, but and then shitting on the young men. All of this is, bro. Bottom line, get your ass out the club. But definitely get your ass out of them clubs. You can go clubbing. Stay the fuck away from those clubs. But these are the men, though. I promise y'all, these are the men. 30-something years old, still not ready for a family. What?
Whatever you want, you know, you stack. Like, I don't know, everything's just better for me as an individual. And it's like you realize the options you have, and it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's just the era of men and women, the divide in intention, the divide in priority in our goals with each other. I don't know what it is, but and this is coming from somebody who literally my whole entire life, I'm probably all the way up to like 30 years old. I'm 32. Thought I was going to have 4 or 5 kids. Like, I literally always said I want as many kids as I can afford. And I wanted a wife, beautiful wife. Thought everything was gonna be hung. I thought by this age I would be so settled in and settled down. But I have absolutely zero intention or zero want to raise a family. And it's kind of sad because I think there's a lot of men of my ilk, my capacity, my ability that are in the same boat. Like,
But these be the men on the dating app talking about they want kids and they that's what I'm saying. Like, I truly believe that. I don't know that to be true, but it be these men. Because how else would they get a woman? He can't get on the app and just be honest and be like, "Nah, I don't want a long." Like, he not gonna get the women that he wants. So you know he on the apps lying. And like to that woman's point, then you meet the man and it's him. You see what I'm saying? Like he talking about the problems in dating. The problems in dating are men like you. You're the problem in dating. You haven't even articulated why you don't want a family. Why? Why not? What turns you off about women? Do you not like women anymore? You like men? You're asexual? Like what exactly is the issue?
I know a lot of single men who make great money in their 30s, late 20s, early 30s, who simply just can't fathom raising a family in modern America. It just honestly, it's like it doesn't, it's not logical. It is not logical right now unless you get swept off your feet. And I know that sounds crazy as a man, but it's just like a woman would literally have to come in my life and be so valuable. And the problem is women who are high value women don't are starting to feel like they need somebody of value, and then men are obviously going to hold their ground and have the same views. So it's like there's no grace anymore. Nobody has any grace for the opposite gender, and we need that. But yeah, it's just a scary feeling because it's like, damn, not only am I happy alone, comfortable alone, but I don't even foresee myself not wanting to ever be alone again.
And just like he changed from, like he said, up until 30 to feeling like this, bet anything he gonna be the one, he gonna be 42 years old, 45 years old, talking about now I'm ready to settle down. It's just wicked, man. Me, exactly the self-sabotaging that she talking about. This man does not want to be, he doesn't want a family. And you don't have to want a family. I'm all for that. You don't have to want a wife. Women don't have to want men. Like, I'm not, please. I love that shit. But for what, I'm always about the why. See what I'm saying? Like, if you don't want to raise a family, why not? Why not? You got to make it make sense to me. When women say most of the time, it's like, yeah, I don't want to put my life on the line. I don't want to be in a relationship with a man because men are abusive, blah, 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 blah. What is your reason? What is your reason? Your reason is probably right now because you think, and you kind of alluded to it, you have swallowed the red pill, hook, line, and sinker, and you think women just want men for money. Let me guess. Like you said, the women in there just looking for ballers. Even if they were, whatever. But if they are, um, those are 20-something-year-old women / girls. Like, those are little ass fucking kids. Maybe that's why you need to get out of those clubs. Because I guarantee you, if you go to the clubs you go to the 30 plus, 35, 40 plus clubs, they ain't on that type of time at all. They're not on that type of time at all, fam. Choose better. You are pursuing young women, sounds like, because you don't want anything serious, possibly, whatever. I don't know. You want to ruin their lives, waste their time because you can't grow up. This shit is crazy. And this is what it looks like on the back end when the men actually self-sabotage. This is exactly what it looks like.
I lost the guy that I loved and cared about to red pill content. Before he started watching this content, he was sweet, charismatic, funny. And the moment he started watching this content, he completely changed. He started calling women bitches, whores, skanks. He became very, very angry almost all the time. And then eventually he ended things with me because he thought I was using him for money. Now, granted, there was one time where I did make a joke about how I wanted an old guy to take care of me, and I quickly regretted it and said I was sorry. But I still cared about him. I would drive 30 minutes every day to see him. Like, it wasn't just about the money. Because he's watching all this content, he thinks that all these women are trying to use him and all that stuff. And so he had a loving girl that cared about him and loved him and, like, would stick by his side through anything. And then he eventually said this to me, and this was the final straw. Now, when I first started talking to him, not that it mattered, but he was over 270 pounds when I started talking to him. I did not care about his size. He then lost weight and then started fat shaming everyone around him. And today, actually, he said this to me. He called me a broke skank and then said that I would ease back on the food. Your stomach's getting a little big. And I've never, my whole life, had a man speak to me like that. And here I was the week before going out and I was gonna go buy him a present for his birthday. And for him to turn around and call the girl that cared about him and loved him a skank and fat when he's like one of the only guys that I've been with. In the beginning, it was totally opposite. He would compliment me, tell me how pretty I was, and laugh and make jokes, and like, just this content, it just ruined him. And then I went on his page before we unfollowed each other, and I saw he was reposting like Andrew Tate and like David Goggins, and like almost all of his reposts were that. And then that's how I found out that he was in this red pill rabbit hole, and now I connected the dots.
Y'all can't tell me. Y'all can't tell me. that is exactly what that's exactly what men be doing. Allowing other men. You know what? I don't even want to call it self-sabotage anymore. It's not. It's men sabotaging men. It's men sabotaging men. That's what it is. And yes, the self part is you listening to these dummies, no doubt about it. But really, it's men sabotaging men because this shit is crazy. Like that is so wild to me that you will be in a relationship with a woman and then allow a man or men who you don't even fucking know, they don't even know your girl or nothing like that, to like get inside your brain and to like corrupt you in this way. But a lot of men go through it. A lot of men have been in this position. Everything that lady said in the beginning was right about men. I promise, for the most part. Men will figure out a way to blow a relationship up, time and time and time again. The man in the middle, oh, these women, they just want the ballers, and we got to give each other grace. But brother, shut the fuck up. It's all the same, blah 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 for men. It's all the same bullshit for men. All the same. At the end of the day, it's men destroying other men. That's it. At some point, men got to take accountability, though, man, and save ourselves from other men.